Yes, good morning children. Now we are going to discuss about the supply of money. Hope you remember I have gone through with the last video which is demand for money and before evolution of money. So again I am recollecting barter system and money. Money which mean anything which is acceptable as a medium of exchange, measure of value and store of value. These three things are considered as a primary functions of money, isn't it? Okay, and demand for money also we have discussed in the last class. Okay, so as per the demand for money, what do you mean by demand for money? People, a quantity of money the people wanted to hold in the form of cash for various purposes. So we can say the income motive and business motive under the transactionary motive. Okay, so people wants to hold a form of money, cash, for different purposes or various purposes is known as demand for money. There are three motives to hold the money, demand for money as per the J.M. Keynes. So according to Keynes, there are three motives are there for demand for money, which are transaction motive, speculative motive, precautionary motive, isn't it? So under the transaction motive we had two motives, which is income motive and business motive. For the day-to-day expenses, people wants to hold a form of cash. Okay, so that is the demand for money, and speculative precautionary motive also we have discussed. Now we are coming to the new concept, which is supply of money. So we discussed about the demand, now supply. What do you mean by supply of money? It refers to the money which is in circulation or held by the people in the form of currency notes and coins at a particular point of time. Okay, so the supply of money refers to the money which is in circulation or held by the people carrying in their hands in the form of currency or coins at a particular point of time. It can be a bank deposits or post office savings or demand deposits, other deposits by RBI, etc. Everything we will be having, we are going to discuss at later. Supply of money can be M1, M2, M3, M4. So that and all we are going to discuss. So this is the supply of money, which means in a particular period of time people how much money they are carrying in the hands. It can be a currency notes or coins. Okay, Nama. So here in India, Reserve Bank of India and Government of India together form a monetary authority. The money supplied by RBI and Government of India together called as high powered money. Okay. So we know that the RBI issues the currency notes and government mint the coins. Okay. So these two these two authorities are considered as monetary authority of India. So those two authorities issuing the currency notes and coins are together called as high powered money. Okay. They are the higher authority of rights to issue the currency and coins. Okay. Now in the modern economy, money comprises cash and bank deposits. These are created by a system comprising two types of institutions, which is central bank and the commercial banking system. So central bank, obviously the RBI is considered as a central bank. So commercial banks, you hope you would be knowing the commercial banks. So many banks, Vijaya Bank, nationalized banks and all, commercial banks only. State Bank of India, Syndicate Bank, and so many banks are there. Here I have given the images in that not only the nationalized bank but also the private sector and foreign banks also mentioned. So in modern economy, money comprises the cash in the form of hands. Okay, not only the in the currency held by the people but also with the banks. Okay, next Reserve Bank of India. So just now I told you there are two monetary authorities in India which issue the currencies and coins. So here Reserve Bank of India will issue the currencies. Okay, it has the rights to issue the currency and Government of India mint the coins. So about the RBI we are going to discuss. RBI is also known as Central Bank of India. Okay, the Reserve Bank of India was established on April 1st, 1935 in the accordance with the provisions of the Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934. The Central Bank Office of the Reserve Bank was initially established in Kolkata, but it was permanently moved to Mumbai. So it is presently located in Mumbai. So when it was located and transferred from Kolkata to Mumbai, 1935. 37. Okay, the central office is where the governor sits and where policies are formulated. So hope you know ma, all the currencies our government of India governor signature will be there, then only it is valid. Okay, so the central office, the Reserve Bank of India only governor used to sit and they sign and make a monetary policy. And though originally privately owned, okay, when it was established in 1935, the RBI was the private sector bank, private enterprises. It was nationalized in 1949 and right now it is the fully owned by government of India. Obviously the two monetary authorities of India which hold the monetary things, which is central bank and government of India. Okay, so 1949 onwards it was nationalized. Okay, which are the functions of RBI? Obviously the monetary policy, there are two kind of policy which is held by the which is prepared in the government. One is monetary policy, another one is fiscal policy. So we will study in next chapter. Fiscal policy means policy of the government, income, expenditure, borrowing, lending of the government, that is known as fiscal policy. Monetary policy means the policy regarding the money transaction, inflation, etc., interest rate, etc. So this monetary policy will be prepared by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So now we are going to discuss the functions of RBI. Okay, what are the functions are there? Actually before and all, actually original function is primary function, secondary function and development function we had. Okay, so these are the function. Which are the function mean? It is the monetary manager, banker to the government of India, banker to the bank and payment system, financial system and foreign exchange manager, currency manager. So issue the currency notes, banker to the bank. So we are going to discuss about the functions of RBI in detail now. Okay ma, so here you see Reserve Bank of India. What are the functions of RBI? Number 1, issue of currency notes. Obviously what I said, there are two monetary authority of India. These two authorities are publishing the issuing the notes. These notes are currency and coins together called as high powered money. Okay ma, so issue of currency notes. The Reserve Bank of India has the sole rights to issue the currency notes under the section of 22 of RBI Act. Rupees 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500 and 2000 are the following denominations of currency the RBI is issuing presently. Okay nama, and this is the first function. Issuing of currency notes is the first function of RBI. Number 2, bankers to the bank. So you know that bankers to the bank, which means all the commercial banks head is RBI. Okay, so it is the RBI act as a banker, agent and advisor to the government. Banker to the government ma, second function, banker to the government. The RBI act as a banker, agent and advisor to the government. The RBI receives and makes all payments of the government. It transfers the funds from one place to another and from one account to another. Obviously for the government financial needs, first they will approach to RBI, central bank. If there is any shortage or unable to provide the entire requirement, the government will approach to the foreign countries and international monetary institutions. Okay nama, and the agent, how it can be act as a agent? On behalf of government, the RBI will transfer the money from one country to another, one account to another account, and financial advisor too. Okay, so RBI act as a banker to the government. Next ma, banker to the banking system. Obviously RBI is a central bank, Reserve Bank of India is a central bank which is the head for all commercial banks. So the activities of all commercial banks are controlled and managed by the RBI. The regulation may be related to licensing, branch expansion, etc. Every banks has to maintain certain reserve with the RBIs. Obviously this will control and manage the activities of commercial banks, because whatever the financial need is required, they have to approach to RBI. And one more thing, The RBI not only the guider but also they will provide the licensing system, which means the minimum requirement deposit CRR, SLR you will study in later we will explain. Cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, the same kind, this kind of deposits every commercial bank should keep with the head, which is RBI. Okay ma, see the image, it acts as a banker to the bank. For the commercial banks also it is the banker. The commercial keep the deposits to RBI, the commercial banks will borrow the money from RBI and get the guidelines from RBI. So everything because of RBI only it can be running. And next one, lender of last resort. See here, when banks, commercial banks are not able to get the financial assistance from any resource, RBI comes to their rescue. That is, the commercial banks can approach the RBI for loan. See here the images, if nobody is there to save, the RBI will come as a rescue. Okay, so lender of last resort. If there is no fund in commercial banks also, the RBI will come and give the hands. Next one, controller of money supply. Obviously in a country, if there is too much of money flow, the value of money will go down. Obviously inflationary situation will arise ma. So to control the money supply, you know that monetary authority is RBI and Government of India. So monetary policy will be prepared by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so how they will control? Through the interest rate, CRR, cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, and open market operation, bank rate, everything. They had a tools, quantitative, they have a quantitative and qualitative tools to control the money supply in a country ma. So the bank, RBI will control the money supply in a country. See that the important function of RBI is to control the credit. RBI use various credit control tools such as bank rate, open market operation, etc. By controlling the supply of credit, the central bank controls various economic variables such as price, interest rate, etc. in the country. Okay, what do you mean by cash reserve ratio? So, cash reserve ratio, reserve which means savings. Okay, already I told you, banker to the bank. If the commercial banks getting the guidelines and they are getting the benefit from the RBI, mean they should be a member or registered. Licensing I said no, they should be registered with the RBI to set up the commercial banks. So what they have to do, they have to keep a certain amount of cash with the RBI as a deposits. Like if you want to become a student of one college, you have to pay some deposits amount, no, admission fees. The same way they have to pay the admission fees. It is known as CRS, cash reserve ratio, to the RBI for the registration fees. Okay, for the cash reserve ratio, there is a percentage is there, how much they have to keep every year. It keeps changing the time to time as per the country money supply. So if the cash reserve, if they are depositing the money to RBI, the RBI will provide the interest rate for the commercial bank deposits. Okay, it is the revenue for commercial banks. When they increase the cash reserve ratio means when they ask you to deposit more money, the commercial bank will have a less amount of quantity of money to lend for the customers. Okay, public. So automatically money supply can be controlled by the commercial banks and RBI. Suppose if the RBI decides to increase the money supply in the society, what they will do? They will reduce the cash reserve ratio of commercial banks. Instead of keeping so much of CRR, you can keep a less amount. They will reduce the percentage of CRR, cash reserve, with the RBI. So commercial bank will reduce the deposit amount to the RBI, and remaining amount they will lend to the public customers. So people hands, the money supply will increase. So automatically supply of money in the society will increase. And obviously what do you mean by bank rate? Mean interest rate which is provided by the RBI to the commercial bank for their deposits. Okay ma. And open market operation, which means it is the buying and selling of shares. In an open market, the government public sector undertaking shares are there. If they want to increase the money supply, the government will purchase the shares from the public and the banks. Okay, they will purchase. When the government purchases the shares from these people, what will happen? The people hands, the currency liquidity of currency level will increase. So automatically money supply will be increased, will increase. The same way, if the government wants to reduce the money supply in a society, they will sell the shares, government shares. Okay, so when they sell the shares through open market operation, what will happen? When the people purchase the government shares, they have to give the money to purchase the shares. So what will happen? Ultimately, the people hands, the packets of money in the hands of people will go as a deposits to government. So automatically money supply will be reduced for the consumption sake or other sakes. So this is the tool or the technique which is adopted by the RBI to control the money supply. Okay ma. Next, custodian of foreign exchange reserve. Okay, custodian, since RBI has to maintain certain reserves such as gold, foreign exchange to issue the currency notes, it has to be the custodian of foreign exchange reserve. It has to maintain the exchange rate in order to bring exchange rate stability. Okay, so even the RBI, I told you, RBI is the banker to the government. So forex, in this image you can see forex, which means foreign exchange. 4x, 4 for foreign exchange, exchange rate. Foreign exchange meaning it is the rate at which one country currency is converted into another country currency. So this function also RBI only doing. So custodian of foreign exchange means the foreign people are our Indian people are working in abroad and they are coming back to country and they can convert their currency into our currency with the help of RBI only. So these are the functions of RBI. So hope you understand what do you mean by function. Supply of money. Supply of money refers to the currency. It refers to the money which is in circulation or held by the people in the form of currency and coins at a particular point of time. Thank you children. Keep learning. We will discuss in next class another concept.